Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race number 11 of the 2023 NSCA Cup Series season. We're here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for stock car racing's longest night, the Coca-Cola 600. 180 laps around this mile-and-a-half track, and as you can see, a very surprising front row after a Hendrick-dominated practice session. It is William Montoya alongside Steffi Plaxco for the front row. English alums make up row 2, then Crago, Kiro, Merzlik, Henningberg, Foxen, Butler, Goforth, Kiro, Williams, and Henson Jr., and Travis Heflin rounding out the top 15. So, with it being, of course, the longest race of the season, there's no time to delay in order to get these cars rolling here. As we are not going to have a car having a suspension issue immediately after the cars start rolling. Field rounds turn number 4. Pace car is going to dive off here. And it makes the hard left turn down on the pit road. We are set to go racing. 180 laps. Montoya, Plaxco, side by side as the green flag comes out. We are racing in the Coke 600. Pretty even as they fly off of turn number 2 and onto the back straightaway for the first time. But it's going to be Montoya getting clear of the 04. As now it's going to be English side by side with Plaxco. 3 wide, further back at the edge of the top 10. English now clear. Plaxco. It's going to be Crago side by side with the 04. Crago now side by side with English as they round off turn number 2 to come on lap number 4. 3 wide, further back towards the edge of the top 10. It's Heflin side by side with Lamas and Plaxco. Plaxco dropping way back. 3 wide now. So they now go to 2 wide with Plaxco losing spots still. Front set of drivers really single file except for this battle. For the 4th spot, Merzlik side by side with Grego. Grego must have had an issue as we cut away back to Plaxco. Now Craigo under fire from Foxen, but Craigo able to hold off to 8 for now. Kenningberg now going to try and close in for that as the top 3 not separated at all as it's a Ford sweep of the podium positions right now. Central Hero now dives to the inside of the 6. There's Sean English. About the front 15, 20 cars really starting to get strung out here. Looks like that's Erica Reinhardt to the side of Steffi Plaxco. So Plaxco really struggling, especially on that outside lane now as she continues to drop further and further back. Look further back in the field. Currently running in last right now is the 14 of Jackson McFreeze by the looks of it. Not the day that Gantry Kingsman Racing were looking for, at least for the start, but it is a long race. Anything can happen. As the front three starting to break away from the rest of the field, as looks like English has started to lose a lot of spots here. As it's Merzak now in third, Craig up to fourth. Meanwhile, battling for fifth is English and Foxen. However, looks like English is able to get the run off of turn number 2. Foxen has to settle for sixth. Here comes Heflin now taking seventh away from Cody Lamas, who's now under fire from Roberto Crown Jr. in 37. Kenningberg falls back to 10th. Now Crown Jr. under fire from Kenningberg for that 9th position. He's going to take it off of the corner. Now here comes Anomino trying to follow the 82 through. 81 right behind him. Meanwhile, 77 of Blade Runner side by side with the 2 of Vaughn just outside the top 10 here. That is for, I believe, the 13th position. Now Heflin side by side with former teammate Ricky Foxen. They fly down the front straightaway, but here comes Lamas now looking to make it 3 wide as they go into turn number 1. And he will. Off turn number 2. Oh, that is very tight off that corner. Still 3 wide. And now Lamas clears the 13, barely. Here comes Heflin back on the outside. Heflin's not going to be able to do it, though. Lamas takes the spot and will clear the 13 off of the second corner. Now Heflin under fire from his teammate, goes down the block, and now he's going to try to get to the inside of the 48. And try and crossover move as they go through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, 3 wide, that is Kenningberg side by side with the 37 and 77. Ooh, contact between the 37 and 77. That's a lot of 7s that I've just mentioned. Still 3 wide now as Blade Runner clears, and here comes Samuel Henson Jr. now to the inside. Now it's going to be teammates battling side by side with Kenningberg, as that is the 3 of Hancock now trying to get to the inside of his less experienced teammate. Not able to do it. Crown Jr. is able to hold on to the position for now. As it looks like Montoya and Hunter Kiro have pulled away from Merzlak, and then English has pulled away from Krago, who's pulled away from Lamas, who hasn't pulled away from Heflin. Meanwhile, here comes Erica Reinhardt, sorry, who's trying to battle for the position with Heflin right now. That is for, I believe, the 7th position? Yes. That was a lucky guess. Hunter Kiro had a look. They're still looking down the front straightaway. Maybe looking to try and maybe take the lead here, as William Montoya having a very strong run here in the first 10th of the race or so. So we are on lap 17 of 180 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There's like caught up back to these 2, and here comes English now starting to close in a little bit. Meanwhile, Lamas looks to be reeling in Krago once again for that position. Meanwhile, at the back edge of the top 15, Hancock once again battling Kenningberg and Crown Jr. for those spots. Now here comes Plaxco, who looks like finally up to speed, as looks like further up front, looks like Merzlak was making a move. Yes, Merzlak is making a move on Hunter Kiro. Here comes Sean English to join the battle for second. It's become the complete lat 19. So it's now Montoya to Merzlak to English to Hunter Kiro. As Kiro looks to lose the spot here, as English looks to clear the 92 and will. Meanwhile, 48 Alum is on the back bumper of Crago there. Crago able to pull just away just a little bit on the front straightaway, or excuse me, back straightaway. Kenningberg taking the spot away from Ricky Foxon as they come down the front straightaway. Now here comes Lamas to this inside of Crago for 5th position, I believe that was. And now here comes Heflin trying to follow the 48 around his team owner. Still side by side, the two Dodges. Heflin able to clear Crago. Now here comes Erica Reinhardt. Not able to get to the inside of the 62 as they exit turn 2, as they go down through 3. Looks like Crago's going to be able to hold off the 81. Meanwhile, up here, it looks like Merzlak's lost, or swapped places with Hunter Kiro overall, by the looks of things. So once again, it is a Ford top 3. It's Montoya to Kiro to English to Merzlak to Lamas. But that might change here as Heflin now looks to the inside of the 48 for 5th. Hard to tell who got it at the line there, as now Crago's under fire from Erica Reinhardt for the 7th position. Ooh, up front, looks like we might have had a lead change. We do. Kiro to the lead now. Here comes English to the inside of the 99. And now make that Merzlak battling for 3rd. Spring order will be from the last lap, not necessarily this lap. Crago down to the inside of Lamas. Now that Heflin is clear of the 48. Erica Reinhardt looking to push the 62 past the defending champion. Not able to do it. Here comes the 77 of Tyler Blade Runner looking to reel in the 81 for that 8th position. Johnson Nomna is handing out in 8th, or excuse me, 10th. Samuel Henson Jr., who was the lead driver in final practice. Meanwhile, chilling in 11th. Kenningberg settles for 12th, though he might be under fire from Hancock here momentarily. You got Fox in 14th, Plexico 15th. Rounding out the top 16 is Alexis Phillips in the 88, but she's not going to settle for that. She wants to crack the top 15 here. She goes to the inside of the 04th off of turn number 2. We'll take that spot. Lamas back to the inside of Crago now. As they exit turn 4, can Erica push the defending champion past Crago? We'll see that in a moment. Now, Merzlak under fire from Montoya. Riles Corporate Racing showing some legitimate speed tonight. Sweet Cody Hayner get around Roberto Crown Jr. Now here comes the 2 of Ryan Vaughn, side by side with the 37. Team Penske not having the greatest moments of speed throughout the season. They've really struggled. Of course, another driver that's really struggled, Cole Dillon, deep in the points. After winning Rookie of the Year last year. Of course, English Motorsports really struggling the first third of the season here. Yeah, Sean English might be in the top 10 in points, but Cole Dillon, promising driver, just hasn't been able to get up to speed. In fact, he finished dead last in the All-Star race just a couple weeks ago. While Sean English actually won the event, so looking to try and maybe hopefully get into the top 10 today. He's in the top 20 right now. Or actually, no, he's not. He's 22nd. Never mind. So he's looking to try and crack the top 20. He's still got a couple cars to go in that regard. Top four starting to separate out just a little bit, meanwhile. Heflin's pulled away from Crago and starting to reel in Merzlik, but looks things. Crago, meanwhile, there's a line of cars behind him. One mistake, and that's it. He's falling back toward the outside edge of the top 10. Meanwhile, change for the 12th position. Here comes Hancock down to the inside of the 82, and will take that spot. Alexis Phillips, meanwhile, not just cracks the top 15, but will take 14th away from Foxen. Of course, one of the bigger current storylines throughout the season right now is, of course, Theodore Cox's injury from Pensacola several weeks ago. Still currently out of the season. Once again, Jason Williams in that number 15 car. They're not running as strong as they would like by the looks of things. Oh, Dillon gets turned on the front straightaway. First caution of the day. Several cars involved. Oh, and Dillon goes flipping wildly over, as does the 57 of McGranger. Caution is out. Here comes the leaders to take the caution flag. Hard impact all around. And the horrible season continues for the 60 of Cole Dillon. And had just cracked the top 20 as well. Something happens to that 60 car and gets loose or has a tire go down or something. And looks like the car started to spin over or just doesn't turn something. And then just overcorrects, bounces off the 59 of Dylan Maddox, then just pounds the outside wall. He's now just along for the ride. And Glenn Butler clips him. Ooh, clips the back end of Calvin Richards. And at this point, the track is effectively blocked for cars behind him. He gets then hit by the 38 of Robert Dobbs. Then here comes the 57. Ooh! And that's where he went upside down, as 69 of Logan Morse then slams into the hood of the 60, and then the impact sends 57 over into the stopped 83 car, and then just momentum carries the 57 up and over as well, and Cole Dillon just rolls all the way down to turn 1. Calvin Richards able to roll away from that, as does Roberto Crown Jr. Just heavy impact there. I'm trying to scroll to see what exactly the issue was, and oh, it was an engine issue. Maybe just slipped in his own oil there. Well, the good news is Dillon not gonna finish last. He's gonna finish 39th. McGranger will be scored last due to that crash. Logan Morris, meanwhile, 1 lap down, as Cole Dillon also the only other driver out of this race. Where is Logan Morris? Yep, right there. Logan Morris probably going to be way off pace due to damage received in that. It's going to be interesting to see how this progresses. So it's going to be Kiro, Merzlak, Montoya, Heflin, English, Blade Runner, Reinhardt, Lamas, Crago, and Nomina, the top 10. So he gets it to go racing once again into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air as we start lap 40. Yep, and Logan Morris way off pace. Several drivers trying to dive to the inside, but Logan Morris is there, and that's going to hold everybody outside the top 5 up. And Logan Morris now holds a good chunk of the field up here through 3 and 4. We know they can run through wide. In fact, they're going to run through wide here. Getting dicey for some of these guys further in back. And Lana Keschel now stuck on the 69 car, as looks like Logan Morris. He's able to hold speed in the corners. He's just unable to hold speed on the straightaway. So everybody really stuck on the outside lane here is going to lose a ton of time here. Now we flip back to the leaders as Glenn Butler running as a modified car at the moment. Kiro, meanwhile, has not pulled away. Merzlak still right on his back bumper. In fact, here comes Merzlak to the inside of the 92. As they go into turn 1, Montoya is still in 3rd. Heflin now in 4th. And the 6th of English in 5th. Now here comes the crossover. Kiro back to the inside of Merzlak. I can't tell there was contact between the two as they went off the corner. Also, don't know who led that lap. Oh, it was Kiro. By 28 thousandths of a second, too. Now Merzlak still on the outside lane. Is going to lose a few more spots here. Here comes English to the inside. Now here comes Montoya trying to take back the lead from the 92. And with a power move, clears Hunter Kiro off the corner. English still trying to fight Merzak for that fourth position. Not able to take it this time. Merzak's actually going to clear English. Now here comes Heflin now. He's going to try and take second away from Hunter Kiro. And will. So it's now Montoya to Heflin. Excuse me. Montoya to Heflin to Hunter Kiro to Merzak to English to Blade Runner, Reinhardt, Lamas, and this 80 of Jensen Nomina. Krigo has fallen outside the top 10 by the looks of things. Now here comes Hunter Kiro trying to take back second place. English right behind him. Or excuse me, Merzak right behind him. English right behind Merzak. 3 wide, meanwhile, here comes Noma and Lamas to the inside of Blade Runner. Lamas able to clear Noma, meanwhile, still going to battle side by side with the 77. Feel really spread out now. But everyone's ahead of Logan Morris and Glenn Butler, so no harm, no foul. Here comes Merzak now trying to take second back away from Hunter Kiro. And Heflin looks to try and follow. But here comes Erica Reinhardt. Almost made a 3 wide going in turn 3, but Hunter was able to use the momentum off of turn 2 to get back ahead of the 13. So now they are side by side for 4th. Now Heflin going to use the momentum off the corner, stay ahead at the 82. $50 laps in the books already. This race, I wouldn't necessarily say it's going by quickly, but see Mikey Willard get around the 82 of Kenningberg, and now here comes the 22. Trying to fight alongside Kenningberg. Williams Sparks, of course, the only Team Penske driver to currently to not have a win. Other 3 drivers for Team Penske. In his 3rd season, still trying to get that first win. He wants to win for Team Penske. Not likely for him to do it tonight, but still with just under 130 laps to go, anything is possible. So we have a change for the lead now. Here comes Merzak to the inside of Montoya. Pontiac versus Ford. Down the back straightaway, looks like Merzak has an edge. Just ever so slightly. Now here comes Kiro to the inside of the 99 as Merzak clears going through turn 3. Montoya trying to use the momentum of the high line to stay ahead of the 92. Meanwhile, Montoya and Reinhardt Nomina and Reinhardt side by side for the 4th position. Nomina was initially able to dive it down into the corner, but Reinhardt was able to try and keep the momentum on the outside. But she's going to lose 2 spots in one corner there. Now she's under fire from Lamas to the inside. As Montoya able to successfully hold off Hunter Kiro. Now here comes Reinhardt back to the inside of Lamas as they enter turn 3. Meanwhile, English trying to get back towards the front, side by side with the 77 right now. We're hearing there's an issue with the tire on the 5 car. And they are on pit road, so they are trying to take a look at it. Not the day Samuel Henson Jr. was wanting to have. Now Lama's strapped on that high side with a long line of cars behind him. Looking to try and get around him. Here comes Reinhardt, but meanwhile up front, battle for the lead. Montoya back to the point. Meanwhile, Nomina trying to get to the back bumper of the 92 as they enter turn 3. Ooh, sends it in there. Not able to defend that, Hunter Kiro. Now Lamas losing spot to English further back. Stephanie Plaxico has cracked into the top 10. And I think might have just taken it 3 wide. Now Craigo battling side by side with Blade Runner as Plaxico still has not completed the pass on Lamas just yet. So interesting battle here, hovering around the 10th position. Lamas trying to keep the momentum going on the outside and will clear Plaxico. Now Craigo going to try and take this position away from Plaxico. Nomina now side by side with Montoya, who's lost the lead to Merzlak all in as this melee is going on. As Kiro sends it to the inside of Heflin. Now here comes Reinhardt. Able to get to the quarter panel of the 13. Can she stay there is the question. And yes, she can. So we see the 5 of Henson Jr. now back on track. Looks like it was more than just a tire issue because they were off for quite a while. That's going to actually allow Logan Morse to not be the next car to go another lap down here. To see Montoya now trying to get back to Merzlak for the lead here as they go through 1 and 2. Meanwhile, for the 5th position, Reinhardt still trying to get around Heflin. In fact, I think she might with the help of Sean English here. Yep. Now English to the quarter panel of the 13. Montoya to the lead. Here comes Nomina now trying to get to the inside of the 4 as they go into turn 1. Three wide, further back. I think just outside the top 10 too. Looks like Hancock's going to get 2 for 1 here, and so will Kenningberg. Plaxico loses 3 spots in 1 lap. Nomina and Merzlak still side by side. Now Merzlak's going to use the momentum off of turn 2 to hold on to that position, and Hunter Kiro looked briefly to the outside of the 80, not able to hold the spot. So now it's Montoya to Merzlak to Nomina, Hunter Kiro to Reinhardt. Heflin now under fire from English. Craigo Lamas as behind them. Willard looks to crack top 10 alongside the 77. And Will. Craigo, meanwhile, side by side with his teammate. These two have been battling pretty much all season long. It feels like, at least. Now Craigo's going to clear Heflin. Here comes the 6 of English now. Nomina still trying to get around Merzlak, but now he's under fire from Hunter Kiro, who's on the outside lane. Now here comes Reinhardt, trying to get to the inside of the 92 as they exit turn 4. Not able to do it just yet. It's the 5 of Henson. At some point, not only caught, but passed and has left Logan Morse in the dust. Here come the leaders now to catch up to the 69 car. Going to be interesting what line Logan Morse runs compared to the leaders. Oh, Logan Morse tried to stay on the bottom, but couldn't quite get there as Montoya happened to be there. Now here comes Nona, who's clear Merzlak. So at least the top 5, maybe 6 cars not going to have any issues with Logan Morse. Samuel Henson, by the way, 4 laps down, according to our scoring and timing. Ooh, 3 wide here with both Bishop family racing cars and the McLaren of Fedor Keen. Jason Williams backed out of it. Now he's going to be side by side with Ryan Vaughn. Vaughn's going to take the spot, so Jason Williams, not a very good lap for him, and he's going to lose another spot here potentially to the 0-2 of Ray Takita. Some drivers not really running on pace here. In fact, I think Samuel Henson Jr. is going to catch the 82 of Glenn Butler here in a few laps. Top 3 breaking away just a little bit. Reinhardt now side by side with Hunter Kiro. Now here comes Craigo to the back end of the 81. Move Reinhardt up into 4th position. Now Kiro and Craigo side by side. Good friends, of course. And Kiro now clear of the 62 for now. Lamas, meanwhile, has worked his way back forward. He's running in 7th as of right now, but was running a little bit further back than that. He's got his teammate, Mikey Wheeler, right behind him. Sean English is running in 9th. Got Blade Runner just rounding out the top 10. Really the biggest loser right now of at least the last few laps has been the 13 of Heflin. He was running in the top 5. Now he's outside of the top 10. He's going to potentially lose another spot here to outside pole sitter Sefi Plexco. And side by side goes the Hendrick teammates. Just ever so briefly. And yep, there goes Henson Jr. around the 52, and now he's going to go around the 83. Of course, both drivers were caught up in that earlier incident that happened about a little under 40 laps ago. Speaking of which, we should be seeing these guys on pit road here in about maybe 15, 20 laps. Interesting to note, Logan Morris hasn't really been caught by anybody else just yet. See the 29 go to the inside of the 59 here. That is Max O'Quinn side by side with Dylan Maddox. And Maddox just outpaces the 29 in the corner. Meanwhile, we have another fight for the lead. This time Zenomina on the back end of 59 of Montoya. Now side by side for the lead. Here comes Nomina trying to take that position away. He will lead at the line. Not quite clear of the 99. Here comes Merzlak now to the inside of the 99 for second. Nomina clears Montoya through 1 and 2, I should say. And here comes Reinhardt now to join the party. 4 different manufacturers in the top 4. Dodge, Pontiac, Ford, Chevy. Man, what is this? 20 years ago? 2003 all over again. Whereas like Montoya still side by side. Here comes Reinhardt looking to make it 3 wide as they come across the stripe. Complete lap 77. And Reinhardt was going to take second place potentially here. There's still 3 wide. Reinhardt now clear. Now Merzlak looks to get into second place, trying to get back around Reinhardt. Montoya now under fire from fellow Ford driver Hunter Kiro for fourth. And now here comes Montoya. Is he going to take it 3 wide? He is! Oh, he might have made contact with Merzlak. Merzlak able to hang on to it. And with a power move through into turn 3, Montoya takes back second place. Now Reinhardt is the one under fire from Hunter Kira. Now here comes Mikey Willard trying to get to the inside of the 81. Where did Willard come from? Nomina still leads. Crago and Lamas still side by side as they come across the stripe. Complete lap number 80. Car 80 leads lap 80. Interesting. Nice little scoregami there for you. As Samuel Henson Jr. continues to march his way up through the front, none of those 4 positions, of course, as I mentioned earlier, he is 4 laps down. Cody Lamas clears the 62. Now here comes Merzlak trying to get to the inside of Montoya for second. Not able to do it this time by. Oh! I saw smoke. I don't... Yeah, I see tire marks in turn number 4, but I don't see a caution. I don't see any wrecked cars. I'm going to take a look at that real quick. We look into turns 3 and 4 to see what might have happened here. A few laps ago. Oh, it's contact between Goforth and Samuel Henson Jr. What in the world happened there? Honestly surprised that a caution did not get called for that. Well, back to the... Oh, and I just realized the ticker still says All-Star Challenge. I assure you that's not intentional. It's, meanwhile, we are 3 wide for second there briefly. And I assure you, this is the Coke 600. It's not the All-Star Challenge. I just realized the ticker just says that as we are nearing the halfway point in this race, by the way. So Nomina with a big lead now as Merzlak able to take second. Meanwhile, Montoya now side by side with the 24 of Mikey Willard here. Lamas, meanwhile, in 5th. He's going to try and take a sneak peek, maybe sneak 4th place here if Willard can clear the 99. Really, the top 10 drivers really all nice and jam-packed together here. Yeah, everybody in the top 10 is here. All the 3 of Hancock's the first car outside the top 10 in 11th. And he's actually not too far from this group either. And the field's really spread out as Henson Jr. is pretty much past half the field to try and get back to 3 laps down. And I don't know what the issue was between him and the 44 of Goforth. Man, that has really cost Goforth. Goforth now back in 34th, so his horrible day, or sorry, his day went from bad to worse, I should say. As Montoya has now definitely lost several spots over the last couple of laps here. Craig goes up to 5th now. Montoya left battling side by side for 6th. And this race is halfway over. Montoya able to hold on for 6th. Sparks in 7th. Reinhardt in 8th. And now it is the Fords of English and Kiro battling for 9th. Hancock's meanwhile closed in on the top 10 here. Mikey Willard, though, going for 2nd on Steven Merzlak. Able to clear the number 4 car for that position. Crago, meanwhile, going for 4th. He's going to clear Lamas going into turn 3. Here comes Montoya to try and take back that 5th position. Kiro able to hold off English for 9th, by the way, as you see there. Now here comes Montoya to try and take 4th back from Crago. It's Reinhardt side by side with Willard for the 7th position. Now Willard on the back bumper of the 80 of Nomina. Will we see move into turn number 1? Down the back straight away he goes. Still side by side. It's drag race going into turn 3. Now the driver wanting to give up the lead. Who is going to lead up the line? Nomina. But barely. Field is catching the 52 of Butler and 83 of Richards here. Willard clear of Nomina. Here comes Merzlak now to try and take 2nd. And we now have our 5th different driver to officially lead a lap in this race. It is the 24 of Mikey Willard. Nomina now going to try and retake second away from Steven Merzlak. It's not going to work out for him. Now, man, Montoya was looking to maybe make it 3 wide there. Thought better of it. Merzlak's going to not only clear the 80 once again, but that's going to allow Montoya to get side by side with the 80 car. Methinks the outside lane is starting to move in because Montoya's going to make the move on the outside of the 80 for third position. Craigo, meanwhile, all over the back bumper of Nomina. So Nomina really struggling here. Don't see any issues popping up on the board that are late at all for anybody since the 5 having that tire issue. And speaking of the 5 having a tire issue, the 24 has a lap time of a 30.5. What does the 5 of Henson Jr. have? 30.0. So still lapping half a second faster than the leaders right now. Get an idea, tire fall off. Fastest lap for Willer is a 27.9 as he goes to lap the 52 of Glenn Butler. So the pace really falling off. Goes to show you just how much the tires fall off here. In fact, Henson Jr. has now caught 11th place Hancock, who has caught the top 10. Merzlak now to the inside of the 52 to put Glenn Butler lap down. As Sean English, the first to blink, he's down pit road. As is, actually, he's not the first to blink. Fedor Keen's on pit road. Goforth's coming off of pit road now. Anybody pits this time by? The 83 does. Here comes Merzlak. Heflin will join them on pit road. Echo Evans Ross, who won the last points race at Homestead, comes down pit road. Anybody pits the 4th time around? Lamas and Sparks are in. Blade Runner is in. Ooh, both Bishop family cars come in as the 7, the 02 Takeda, 23, the 8, the 88, the 12 all coming in. 38 of Robert Dobbs. Oh, looks like Willard was coming in. Ooh, Craigo comes in down from the 3rd lane. That was stupid yet brave. Montoya's also down. The 82 Kenningberg. Maddox is down. Here comes the 0 of Hayner and the 14 of McFreeze. Stojanovic is down. Willard continues to stay out. Here comes the 81, the 52, the 92. 29 comes down pit road. 37 continues to stay out and is holding up the 4 Merzlak. Logan Moore's still way off pace. And is now even more so off pace. Willard continues to stay on track. He ran a 31.0. And Samuel Henson Jr. now only 3 laps down. To give you an idea of just how quickly lap times are coming down here. Alexis Phillips is about to go around the 5 extremely quickly here. Willard continues to come down pit road. Oh, contact between 12 of Wallace and the 24 of Willard. Somehow that does not result in a crash. The 3, the 37, and the 69 all on pit road as well, as I saw. Willard's going to have to pit eventually unless he's just trying to hold off as long as possible, trying to get a late run tire advantage. Still, he does not come down pit road. Maybe he's hoping for a caution to trap most of the field a lap down. Who knows, but oh, I don't think Nomina's pitted either, come to think of it. Oh! Yeah, that's a bit chaotic, as Willard finally now is going to come down pit road here. As does Nomina. Ooh, just about slides it right in front of Goforth. That would have been horrible. Looks like the two of Vaughn came down last time by. Yeah, there he is exiting pit road. Willard is away. Nomina is away. I believe that will complete the pit cycle as they come off of pit road. And it is Merzak scored as second place right now. Where is Merzak compared to the leaders? There is Merzak. He was scored in third last time by. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. As a look, did the 44 get into the back end of the 5 car just now? I think he did. I would not be surprised. Yeah, he did. Boys, let's not get too heated, especially on a fast track like this. Ah! Although good on Goforth for not just outright dumping the 5, considering what happened earlier. Still waiting for the ticker to finish scrolling so it updates here. And William Sparks is leader. Merzak is second. That's actually very surprising. Then it's Heflin, Lamas, English. Then Crago, Montoya, Blade Runner, Reinhardt, and Kenningerberg is top 10. And Bishop is 11th. So really slow stops for like Hero. And I'm trying to see who else. Oh, especially, yeah, the Willard and Nomina staying out as long as they did really cost them. Seeing as how they are pretty much well outside the top 15 right now. I think he's actually in danger of going a lap down here. Yeah, Ryan Vaughn's actually outside the top 30. Holy shit. So Sparks, 6th different leader today, and like I mentioned earlier, anything can happen. He was outside the top 10 when I mentioned that he's still not won for Team Penske and had an unlikely shot. Now here he is leading the race, although he is under fire from Steven Merzak for that lead. Still more than 60 laps to go here. In fact, we are on 65 to go this time. Now here comes Merzlik to the inside of the 22 to try and take the lead. And with a push from the 02, Merzlik is going to take the lead and have a buffer. Kid is still side by side with Sparks. It's not what Sparks needs if he wants to have a shot at winning this race. Meanwhile, Heflin in a very well, not a very distant third, but a distant third nonetheless. With Lamas right behind him. Then even further back is the 6 English and the 99 of Montoya, and Craigo, and Blade Runner, and the rest. Sparks able to get back in front of the 02. And here comes Heflin trying to get around the 83 and the 44. As it does not look like the 5 still come down pit road just yet. Oh, and as I say that, down pit road comes the 5. These guys will need to make another pit stop, I do believe. As Lamas takes third away from Heflin. Montoya, I think, got around Craigo. Antiquiro's really picked up the pace here. He is already up to 11th. Willard's in 21st, so yeah, these guys not even in the top 20. Where is no? There's Nomina in 27th, not the day he wants to have. See the 5 of Samuel Henson Jr. back on track. Sparks look to the inside of Merzlik by the looks of it that time by. Slam's now trying to get around Cody Goforth to have a shot at the leaders. Try and close that gap. Goforth not letting him by easily, though. Slam's now clear of the 44. Here comes the 13 to the 8, or to the inside of the 83, I should say. For the lead, here comes the 22 of Sparks, trying to get to Merzlik. Ooh, that was close. 6,000 seconds, Sparks actually led that lap. Merzlik back in front of Sparks now. Although I do believe that might have let Longs catch up just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. Sparks still trying to find a way around Merzlak. Just running in the tire tracks right for now, I should say. Almost, I do believe, has been catching these guys. Just little by little. Heflin hasn't really been doing much to catch them. Although Montoya definitely has been. He's actually gotten around Goforth and Richards. And now here comes Grego to try and do the same thing. In fact, here comes Montoya now to try and get around Heflin for that 4th position. Grego clear of Goforth. Goforth way up the racetrack in 1 and 2. That might allow Richards to get side by side with him off the corner. Yeah, he got to the corner panel, but Goforth was able to carry the momentum. Montoya is still side by side with Heflin for 4th. Merzlak continues to lead. Montoya clear for 4th. Grego trying to go for 5th. This field really spread out right now. Lamas now on the back end of the 0-2. Takeda maybe try and get around the 0-2, but the 0-2 blocks the 48 all the way to the apron. That's really going to hold Lamas up in his bid to try and win this race. Now here comes Sparks trying to get to Merzlak for the lead. Maybe hoping he can use Morse as a pick to try and get around Merzlak. Merzlak isn't giving up though. He's able to clear the 22 off of turn 4 and going into turn 1. Now Merzlak gonna get to the inside of the 69. It's gonna prevent Sparks from getting to the inside as easily here. Now here comes Sparks still looking to the inside as they go through 1 and 2. Both drivers down to the apron though. Yeah, the gap Lamas has on the leaders is opened back up, and it's going to continue to open up as so long as Logan Morris stays ahead of the 0-2 Takeda. almost now past Logan Morris. Can he get past the kid and catch up with these guys for the lead? We'll have to see. Sparks, I think, has just settled for being in the tire tracks of Merzlik for now. By the way, I forget if I mentioned this during the All-Star race or not. I think I did, but I forget. But if we go over to 43 of Echo Evans Ross real quick. Speaking of driver winners, remember how earlier I mentioned she won at Homestead? Well, she's become officially the 100th different winner in the NSCA Cup Series for points events. Also, is that smoke I saw on the front straightaway? Oop, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do that and then rewind. Yes, that is smoke from... Oh, Merzlik blew up! And just when he thought he was going to be able to win the race, Merzlik has some sort of engine issue. Oh, that changes the complete race. In fact, we are hearing there's oil on the racetrack, so caution will be thrown. Oh, and that changes everything. So now with less than 40 laps to go, these drivers will, of course, have to make their pit stop. That might not have been what William Sparks wanted to see. As it does give a chance for his competitors who are close behind to come in and beat him on pit stops, but like... Yep, we see just about everybody coming down pit road. Like, I think the only driver who's not going to come down pit road is the 5. Yep. So this is going to be very important to see. So who gets off a pit? Oh! What happened to the 6 of English? So he gets off pit road and then slams into the 04 and then just doesn't move? And then he hits the 37 right when he gets towed back to his pit box. So that's going to take Sean English out of this race as well. And yep, William Sparks back to fourth on the pit stops. So obviously not what they wanted to see. Yeah, it looks like it was a clutch issue for Merzlak. So we get set to go racing once again. It is going to be Lamas, Montoya, Crago, Sparks, Hunter Kiro, the top five. Green flag is back in the air. Lamas gets a great jump. He's going to be the only one clear lap traffic going into turn number one. Sparks making it 3 wide to try and clear Montoya and Goforth, leaving only one lap car between himself and Lamas. 3 wide further back as well. Driver's trying to get around lap traffic here. Oh, that looks like they were briefly 4 wide there for a moment. Man, Hunter Kiro still stuck behind the 52. Nowhere to go for him at all. Same thing with Heflin. They're effectively being taken out of this race because they can't get down. Meanwhile, back up front, no one in between the 48 and the 22, or the 62. Montoya is still trying to get to the clear of the 83. He will this time by. 29 laps to go at Charlotte. 28 and a half as they head into the back straightaway. Excuse me, 27 and a half. I forgot the taker's a little bit behind in updating when it comes to that stuff. Also, I should note, that's not what Hunter Kiro wanted as well, being stuck behind a lapped car, especially when he has a huge points lead. That's going to allow Lamas, who is second in points, I believe, heading into this race, to close up, especially if he wins this race. And even if he doesn't, that's still a huge gain for Lamas. Sparks right behind Lamas. And Crago right behind Sparks. Sparks looks to the inside, down the back straightaway. Crago stays up high, into turn 3. Lamas able to hold off Sparks, but Sparks able to get back in line. English trying to get to the inside of Montoya. Forgot, English is not on a lead lap because of what happened on pit road. It is actually Blade Runner that's in 5th. So it's really just a 4-man race for the win right now. Unless we get another caution. But with English trying to get past the 99, that's being cut down to a 3-man race, basically. Interestingly enough, Mikey Willard was able to re-crack the top 10. And Johnson Oman is back in the top 15, so great recovery for those guys after horrible pit strategies earlier. Hunter on 20th, not where he wants to be right now, especially this late in the race. And for the lead, here comes William Sparks, pushed by Crago down the front straightaway. Lamas just led the lap, but here comes Sparks now. He's going to clear Lamas through 1 and 2. Crago not able to hold on through 1 and 2. Has to settle for staying in 3rd. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, the top 3. .20 laps to go at the line. Lamas back to the back bumper of the 22. Oh, trouble further in the back. Oh, that's Erica Reinhardt. That's going to cause an issue. Huge crash in turn 2. Caution is back out. Hunter Kiro's involved. Oh, the 0-2 driver's upside down. I think that was the 7. Oh, and a terrible day for the 15 of Jason Williams. Car up in smoke as he is now going to try and limp it back to pit road. Looks like the 81 had a tire issue. Oh, and Lamas able to get back around Sparks. Oh, Sparks back to 3rd. Oh, and the 13 blows an engine under the caution. Hey, how did Sparks even... Oh, yeah, when all that was going down... Crago tried to go on Lamas as Lamas tried to go on Sparks. Lamas was able to be the big winner out of that. And that's what happened before the caution. Anyone had a tire issue go down right in the middle of the corner. Hancock makes contact with the 24. And then Reinhardt was able to get to the apron, but people were diving to the apron to try and avoid the issue, and just wrong place, wrong time to go for Echo Evans Ross. She hits the 81, which launches her up on the track into Hayner, who is hit from behind. At the same time, he doors the 24. That causes him and Willard to go around. The 7 is then turned, or Lonnie Kiro is then turned by her brother. Ooh, hard impact to the outside wall for Alexis Phillips. And Jackson McFree is nowhere to go. Takeda just doesn't look like she slows down in time. And Stojanovic and Crown Jr. make contact. And then as we continue looking at the wreck here. Oh, that's contact with Jason Williams. And no, the 7 did not actually go upside down in that. I was mistaken in that. So, terrible. So, just a 18's back out on track after having an apparent engine issue under the caution. Yeah, even smoking, so he's back on track at least, anyways. 83 being the no, 6 was only one first car lap down. Oh well. So Jason Williams would unfortunately be scored 37th when all is said and done. And I thought 6 was 2 laps down, and apparently he was only 1. So that's my bad for waving both of them by, but well. So less than 20 to go. So it's going to be Lamas, Crago, Sparks, Montoya, and Hancock, the top 5. As green flag is back out for the 4th time today. Lamas not as good of a jump on the restart this time. Go for it. Still side by side with him. Here comes Sparks, looking to make it 3 wide in the middle of 1 and 2, and will take 2nd from Crago. Lamas now clear of Goforth. Here comes Sparks trying to get to the inside of the 44. Not able to do it. Lamas now has a 1-car cushion. 14 to go at the line. As here comes Sparks to the inside of Goforth. Montoya to the inside of Crago. Hancock has cleared the 52. Is that Max O'Quinn in 6th? It is. And Kenningberg's in 7th. No surprise there. Looks like the 77 is in 8th. Sparks, Lamas clear of the 44. Here comes Crago to get to the inside of Goforth. As it's still a buzzing bit of chaos further back in the pack. Hancock looks to be pushing Montoya past Goforth. Whatnot, thus making it a 5-car breakaway. Hancock around O'Quinn for 6th. Now here comes Hancock to try and pass the 99 for 4th position. Sparks right on the back bumper. Lamas looks low. Down in front straight is side by side. They will be going into turn 1. Still side by side. Lamas strong on that outside lane. Clear the 22 in turn 3. Craig will close up a little bit thanks to that. 10 laps to go at the line. Crago dives to the inside first, trying to take 2nd away from Sparks. Sparks not giving up just yet. Crago now clears Sparks though. That might have been all Lamas needs, though. We'll have to see here. Here comes Sparks now, trying to get back to Crago. Remember, this is only for second, not the lead. If you want the lead, you have to get around Lamas. Sparks is clear of Crago. Can he catch the 48 of Lamas, or will Lamas be able to run away with this thing? Oh, Kennyberg's in fifth somehow. Five and a half laps to go at Charlotte. Sparks closing in on the 48. Four laps to go at the line. Crago still third. Hancock still fourth. Kennyberg still fifth. Montoya back to sixth. Sparks running a little higher through 1 and 2. Might be trying to use that momentum. Two laps to go at Charlotte for the Coke 600. Takeda's on pit road. No notable issues that we can see. Or at least that's been reported by the crew. Will we see a last lap pass? 4 more turns to go. White flag is out here at Charlotte. And there's the move. Here comes Sparks to the inside of Lamas as they head into turn 1. This is where Lamas has been his strongest all race long, but he isn't out dragging the 22. They'll be side by side into turn 3. Off the final corner. It is going to be William Sparks edging out Cody Lamas at the line to win the Coke 600. First career win. 101st different winner in the Cup Series. And he finally breaks through to win in the longest race of the season. Seven hundredths of a second. Technically 8 if you round it up. Lamas finishes second. Crago third. Hancock, Kennyberg, William Montoya, Tyler Blade Runner, Max O'Quinn, Erica Reinhardt, Ryan Vaughn, making it a Penske 110. The move he made was timed perfectly. And William Sparks will take victory because of that. He finally breaks through, gets his first career win in his 66th start, I think it is. No, 73rd, actually, I think it is. I don't know, somewhere between 66 and 73 for starts. I forget how many races the last 2 seasons I've had, because this is his 3rd season. Anyways, but so congratulations to William Sparks for winning that race. And thank you all so much for watching. Next time out is New Jersey, I think it is, for the uh, AutoZone 500. I could be wrong about that. We'll find out next time. And I'll see you all at that next race. So long, everybody.